This cardigan, designed by Matthias Heitzler, is called Mein Lieblingsstück, my favorite. It's hand-knitted, and there are only 100 in existence. The price, €999. The René Lezard fashion label has invited potential customers to a Berlin loft, where they can enjoy breakfast while viewing the company's next winter collection. The company wants to project a relaxed, dynamic image.
You can tell that from today's event. The atmosphere is relaxed, easy, cool and casual. It isn't a formal fashion show, it's really easygoing. That's just what we want.
Heitzler, who joined the company half a year ago, is in charge of women's wear. He's given the collection a younger look, and that's proving successful. This retailer says he's selling considerably more since the label modernized its image.
But it's not so trendy that customers can't handle it. There are suppliers who really push the limits, but no one knows how to wear their clothes or combine them. These garments are wearable, but interestingly fashionable, and that's what sells well.
The label sells mainly in larger cities, such as Berlin and Düsseldorf. The company's headquarters is near the city of Würzburg. This is the man who founded the business, Thomas Schäfer, son of a knitwear manufacturer. The idea to call it René Lezard came to him during a holiday in France. Schäfer has even been addressed as Monsieur Lezard.
It happens sometimes, often in fact. There are also people who say they know me very well, but who I don't seem to know at all. Who go into one of our shops and say, I'm a close friend of Mr. Lezard. It actually happens.
Next door, designer Matthias Heitzler is checking and making corrections to his latest creations. Since he joined the firm 6 months ago, he's made a number of changes, including working procedures. Colleagues from the production side are present during the design phase to avoid early mistakes and to save money.
They say what fabric and color a jacket should have, whether the lining should contrast with that, whether the trim should provide another contrast. Then they have to imagine just how they want each piece to be, or whether they want French seams. It's incredibly complicated. That's just why it's extremely important to have all the essential departments closely involved early on.
Responsibility for running the company is shared. Advertising and marketing budgets are discussed together. It's hoped the new winter collection will balance out the losses incurred during the economic crisis. Last year, the company experienced a 6% drop in sales and even saw major competitors like Escada file for bankruptcy protection.
Escada didn't go under completely. This concept of bankruptcy was used in Escada's case. That's alarming at first, but bankruptcy doesn't have the same implications it used to have. Nowadays, it's more usually seen as a prelude to restructuring and not liquidation as it used to be. You see that with Escada. I think they used it to get into better shape. They have a new investor, and I think they're certainly in a better position for the future than they could have imagined a year and a half ago.
All the patterns are designed and cut here. Then 12 seamstresses make prototypes from them. Every piece is reworked and corrected several times. The fabrics come from Italy. This cashmere costs about €100 a meter. The fabrics and patterns are then sent to Slovenia and Croatia to be made into jackets, trousers, and dresses. Farming out production to Asia would be cheaper, but the company doesn't do that.
If you first have to send the fabrics to Asia by ship or by plane and then get them back, the advantage of cheap labor is canceled out. In addition, we have a collection that's very individualistic. We don't mass-produce large numbers of garments, and Asia requires larger and larger series, which we can't offer.
Instead, the luxury fashion label will continue to concentrate on Europe. It's the company's core market, with an annual turnover that exceeds €60 million.